Most people sabotage their focus by 8:45 a.m. And the reason is your morning routine, not your lack of discipline. In the next 10 minutes, you'll discover how to lock in unbreakable focus using methods you haven't even considered. Have you ever wondered why, despite your best efforts, distractions keep winning the battle for your attention? And what if the way you've been taught to concentrate is actually holding you back? Let's talk about the reality you're facing right now. Every morning, your phone lights up with notifications, and your mind gets hijacked before you even pour your first cup of coffee. By the time you've scrolled through emails and social media updates, your brain is running on autopilot, looped into a cycle that scientists call the basal ganglia loop. This is where habits live, both good and bad. It's the same loop Cameron Hanes taps into when he wakes at 4 a.m. to run before starting his day. While you're battling distractions at your desk, he's mastering his mind. The cost of ignoring this loop is immense. You lose time. You lose momentum. You lose the ability to pursue deep work, the kind Cal Newport defines as the work that truly moves the needle. What's the price you're paying by staying in this haze? The story you've been telling yourself is that willpower is the key. If only I could be more disciplined, you think, then I'd achieve my goals. But here's the twist. Willpower is a finite resource. The ego depletion theory by Roy Baumeister shows that every decision you make dips into your willpower reserves, draining them steadily throughout the day. It's not about pushing harder. It's about designing the environment and schedule that works for you. Stop relying on grit alone. Discipline isn't about squeezing out more willpower. It's about reshaping your identity. James Clear's concept of identity-based habits teaches us this. You are the type of person who focuses deeply. When you adopt this belief, your behaviors align naturally. Andrew Huberman's dopamine protocol suggests leveraging the brain's reward system to reinforce this identity. Instead of seeking quick dopamine hits from your phone, reward yourself with small, enjoyable activities after periods of focused work. Remember the question I asked at the start? The distractions aren't just random, they are engineered to be addictive. You're battling an entire industry designed to capture your attention. Now, here's the counterintuitive truth. Freedom comes from structure. Embrace the 90-minute deep work block. No notifications, no distractions. This is where your focus will sharpen. This is where your brain starts to crave depth over dopamine. Set a timer, engage with a single task, and let everything else fall away. It's not rigidness, it's liberation through discipline. The hardest part, though, is not the focus itself. It's the loneliness that comes with the path less traveled. Expect to lose friends who don't understand your shift. The evenings you spend working while others socialize will feel isolating. Yet, remember, this solitude is also the space where transformation happens. It's where breakthroughs are born. Picture yourself 365 days from now. If you start taking deliberate action today, you will become the master of your mind. Your mornings will be a fortress of productivity, untouched by trivial disturbances. That question about what holds back your focus. It's not about more technology or better planners. It's about becoming the person who values and protects their mental energy above all else. This journey isn't some generic path to follow. It's yours to define, but only you can make the decision to begin. Focus isn't a gift reserved for the elite. It's a choice to step away from chaos into clarity. As you commit to this path, remember, it's about becoming, not just achieving. If you found value here, consider subscribing for more insights. But more importantly, take that first step tonight. Your journey toward mastering focus is much like climbing a mountain. The peak isn't reached in a day, and the terrain is often rugged. But each step forward builds upon the last, creating momentum that eventually becomes unstoppable. UTM already understood that distractions are engineered to derail you. But did you know your brain is constantly rewiring itself to adapt to these distractions? Neuroplasticity is real, and it works both ways. Every time you succumb to a notification, you strengthen neural pathways that make it easier for distractions to steal your attention next time. Discipline is your tool to carve new pathways. David Goggins, the man who defies limits, uses discomfort as his compass. He runs further when most would quit. His secret? He redefines what discomfort means. For him, it's a sign of growth, not something to escape. What discomfort are you avoiding that could actually be your greatest ally? Let me tell you about the dopamine detox. It's not just a trendy buzzword or a fleeting challenge. It's a method that rewires your brain by resisting instant gratification. When you remove excessive stimulation, like social media and constant notifications, your brain recalibrates. The baseline shifts, and suddenly, deep work feels more rewarding. How will you manage your dopamine diet for ultimate focus? But here TM's another revelation: the subtle art of single tasking. Multitasking is a myth, a mirage that tricks you into thinking you owe TM or being productive. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and focusing, can only handle one complex task at a time. Split your focus, and neither task will receive the attention it deserves. Commit to single tasking and watch how the quality of your work skyrockets. The price you pay, however, isn't just in the short term. It can unravel your long-term goals. The basal ganglia, the part of your brain governing habit formation, thrives on routine. Consistent actions. When your routine is weak, your goals remain out of reach. Establishing a strong morning routine can be your fortress. From the moment you wake up to the first task you tackle, every action should be intentional. How do you plan to fortify your mornings? The counterintuitive part is realizing that sometimes doing less is the key to achieving more. Cal Newport's deep work strategy is not about filling every hour with tasks. It's about extracting the maximum value from fewer, more focused hours. Imagine working deeply for 4 hours and achieving more than someone who grinds for 12. This isn't magic, it's strategy. Losing friendships and facing loneliness may seem daunting, but these sacrifices often precede the most significant gains. It's like pruning a tree to encourage more robust growth. You're trimming away what hinders you to create space for what matters more. Can you handle the solitude required to cultivate your focus? Now, reflect on your future self. 1 year from today, your life could be unrecognizable. Your work could be sharper, your mind clearer, and your goals closer. The second question from earlier about why your focus fails? It's often because you're clinging to outdated methods. Embrace change. Embrace the process. In the end, it's not about being perfect every day. It's about showing up consistently with intent. Your focus is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. It might start with small wins, like a morning routine or a single deep work session. But over time, these small wins compound into something much larger. This is your call to action. Not to wait for inspiration, but to create the conditions for focus to thrive. Will you choose to let distractions dictate your life, or will you take control and redesign your attention? The choice, every day, is yours. If you found value here, consider subscribing. But more importantly, take action, tonight. Embrace the discomfort. It's your greatest teacher. When was the last time you truly stretched your limits, not just in work, but in life? Discomfort is often where growth begins. Think about the Spartan mindset. Discipline is the backbone of their legendary resilience, their secret. It's not their strength. It's their relentless commitment to embracing pain as part of their journey. Are you ready to adopt this mentality? Now let's get practical. Start your day with a 30-minute morning sun routine. This simple practice recalibrates your circadian rhythm and primes your mind for focus. Light tells your brain it's time to wake up, boosting serotonin, which later converts to melatonin, enhancing your sleep quality. The cycle of focus and rest begins the moment you rise. How will you harness the power of daylight to fuel your focus? Consider your environment. TM is as crucial as your mindset. Naval Ravikant talks about choosing your surroundings deliberately. Your workspace influences your mental clarity. Is your current setup a reflection of cluttered chaos or minimalistic order? Strip away distractions. Create a space that invites concentration and blocks out noise. Your journey to unbreakable focus is not just about productivity. It's about reclaiming your life. Time is your most valuable asset. As Tim Ferriss highlights in his own regimen, he carves out what doesn't serve him to make space for what does. What's cluttering your mental landscape that needs clearing? And let's address the elephant in the room: failure. It's inevitable. Yet, failure is not the end, but the beginning of understanding. Each stumble provides data. Each setback a lesson. Jocko Willink, author of Extreme Ownership, knows that every loss has a lesson. So, what have you learned from your failures, and how will they fortify your resolve? In the end, unbreakable focus isn't a state you reach once. It's a discipline you cultivate daily.